day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be my neighbor? Hey, everybody, welcome to another Power to the People show. Just so you know, we're live a few days before the eclipse. I'm going to do it this. And I will be glad.
So glad.
When it is over. I ain't never seen people drag out something so. If I read one more article, one more conspiracy theory, one more, I just want it. I want to get to Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I want the sky to go dark.
Yep.
And I want the sky to open back up.
Absolutely.
And everybody go home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good economic boost. Now, I'm going to
Sure
tell you this.
is.
If I was still doing T-shirts, I'd be in a T-shirt factory right now making me some Eclipse shirts.
I was in a store yesterday, and they had a whole rack
Of Eclipse shirts?
of an Eclipse shirt, just literally like a little moon.
Oh, that's me.
Just a little moon with the date of the eclipse. And I said, man, they're making money.
They're making money. They're making money on a natural act of God and the universe, and they're making money. I ain't mad at them. Go ahead and make your money. Now, what I am mad at is all of this price gouging that by the time now the Attorney General is involved. For those of you who haven't heard about this, hotels that were booked, some that were booked 2 years ago. I didn't even know you could book. I just did a homegoing for a woman who liked to travel. I talked about people who book years in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these folks have booked hotels 2 years ago to be in Buffalo for the solar eclipse. And one company, people come from all over the world.
Yep.
The hotel, allegedly, contacted them and said, after they've been working with them, hey, do y'all have breakfast? Hey, can we do this? Hey, after they've been working with them, the hotel turns around last week, I believe,
Yep.
and notifies them their reservation is canceled.
Canceled.
Just canceled. Now, why do we believe hotels are doing that? Because the amount that they were charging 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and what they're able to get. Matter of fact, I'm on my computer right now. We're about to do some investigation here.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna look at hotels.com because what they were charging 2 years ago and what they can get right now is well. Let's see.
Double to triple.
Let's do this. We're gonna look at hotels. We're going to Buffalo, New York. We're gonna look. I'm gonna look.
That's the thing. You might not be able to even find a price because from everything I've heard in the meetings I've sat in, every hotel in Buffalo is sold out.
Well, we're gonna
for
prove
Monday.
It.
So
we're gonna prove it. We're gonna prove it. I'm gonna put in Saturday to Tuesday. Saturday to Tuesday. I don't know why my computer is acting funny. All right, that's the 6th to the 9th. 2 travelers, 1 room. Do 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 do. Oh no, it's still rooms.
no. Well, I guess so. Maybe after the cancel.
Now, let me tell you how much these rooms are. Buffalo Airport, it's only, I think, 3. Buffalo Airport Hotel. How much you think the room is tonight?
Wait, you said Buffalo Airport?
Buffalo Airport. I don't even know what hotel this is. Buffalo Airport Hotel. Okay? That's the one
How
over
many, I was
by
going to say,
on
just,
the corner where you Genesee used to, well, you might not remember this, the Holiday Inn, but over that way.
$375.
You wish. $958
Oh, jeez.
for a total of $3,268.
Oh, that's right, because you put in more than one day. I forgot.
$900 a day.
Not what?
$958 for one day,
Oh,
bruh.
no. Nah.
One day.
Nah.
Now you can go to Williamsville to the Home 2 Suites. That's $380. Let's see. Best Western, Galleria Inn and Suites, $327. So, okay. So one place had 9. Now, when I say show more, that's it.
That's it.
It's not showing any. I just put show more. It is showing no other available hotels.
Wow.
You always get just those 3. So you can stay somewhere for $380, and you get a couch
And a mat.
and breakfast is included. I think home twos are not that bad because they have a refrigerator.
Oh, that's like the suites,
that's
right?
That's over. It's not a full suite for $380, but that's over by Russell's. That's where home
the
two
one
is,
way
right
out.
behind.
Yeah, out on Transit.
Yeah, out on Transit. That's all that's available.
Okay.
380, 327. I know Airbnbs. They said people are, Airbnb. Half of them are not registered.
No.
Okay, so let's look at Airbnb, and then I'm going to look at rent-a-cars, because what's happening is these places are canceling, and then putting it back up for more money.
Yes.
Which is just preposterous. So we're going to look at.
And I
Go
was
ahead.
going to say while you're doing that, and I think if you do have a business, you should consider how you can take advantage, because they're estimating anywhere from 250 to 500,000 people coming into the region over the weekend. But so that runs through Monday night. I see restaurants that have never opened on Monday now opening for a 5-hour block. So find out a way how you can take advantage.
They were trying to get people to close.
And now that everyone's opening.
I wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't close because
not.
that's my money making time.
Absolutely.
All right, you can stay in the Castle in Buffalo. I don't know what this is. And that will run you a cool $816 a night. Now, I'm looking at this. It's a room with a big bed, nice bed. I don't know where this is, but it's $800 something. Okay, a night per night. Little kitchen. I mean, it ain't.
Oh.
It's not giving me $800 vibes.
No.
You can stay in.
I'm getting ready to find me a trap house to put on the market for Monday, for Sunday, Monday.
Okay, Airbnb only has 2. No, it says 139 places, but it's only 2 pages.
Wow.
It's only 2 pages on Airbnb, and the next one is an apartment in Niagara Falls. Lovely 1-bedroom unit. Walk to the falls. Only $214.
Don't believe it.
And then there's one, look like the bed on the floor, look like maybe one of them Wayfair beds.
Oh, sure.
$166 a night. So, okay.
All right.
It's a few places. And then there's an apartment in Buffalo for $270 a night. And that is 2 beds. And they're Superhost. Now, the last little experiment, we're going to look at rent-a-cars. Let's look at Hertz.
Because here's the interesting thing. We had there was a discussion, and of course, the administration has put out the safest bet is to just watch from home. But the amount of people they're anticipating of like getting to a park and staying the night in the cars and just so they have a spot. Folks, I'm trying to tell you, if I'm not mistaken, they're not going to allow you to spend the night in a city park and
in a park
and wake up and think you got prime seating for.
Now, what about? I'm going to do Sunday to Tuesday. What about the parks that are 24 hours? That you don't know the answer, because they're like a lot of people don't know, and maybe it'll change. Ralph Wilson Park was a 24-hour park.
No, I think it's dusk to dawn now.
All right, you can get a Chevy Malibu for $150 a day.
All right.
Okay, that's Sunday to Tuesday, still available.
That's impressive.
Oh, they still have stuff. There's still stuff. You can get a Yukon for $142 a day.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that ain't bad regular,
That's not bad.
right?
No.
So all the smaller cars are a lot more, because a Jetta gonna run you $143.
Oh yeah.
And a Maxima Oh my gosh. Hold on. I take that back. A Maxima. What do you think a Maxima is running? A Maxima.
Oh, $275 a day.
$500 a day.
Oh,
$500 a day.
that almost cost me my salvation.
You can get a Tesla 3 for $399.
You gonna put yours up for rent?
No, I ain't putting it. Nobody, they won't tear up my stuff. You do know you can put your car up for rent, whatever it's called.
There's a few different things. Zoom rides I've seen. There's a few.
So so what we're talking about is this. So I thought somebody said you were coming here today. What we're talking about is this eclipse, and I'm tired of it.
Yes.
Because we just hang on now. Buffalo City Hall is closed.
Yes.
I bet you there's gonna be some people up at that top.
No, that's why City Hall did close, so no one would be allowed to the observation deck.
Niagara Falls is closed.
Yes.
True Bethel is closed. We decided to close. I say everybody else closing.
Yep.
Everybody,
The schools and everything.
everybody closing.
Yep.
I'm gonna stay right home and go in my bell tower and look at it from there.
Yep.
I'm not coming outside because it's like 4th of July.
Yeah.
People's gonna be drunks. People's gonna be high. People's gonna be riding all fast in the streets.
And that's what I was getting ready. You got to be prepared. There's going to be traffic everywhere. That's why they're.
But why do you think it's going to be traffic when you can see it from? Can't you just see it from all over Buffalo?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone has a good vantage point, but they're anticipating with the amount of visitors, plus everyone trying to get to Outer Harbor and all these sailing fields, the Bill Stadium, all these events that are going on.
Oh, there's an event at the Salem?
Yeah, there's an event there. Buff State has an event. There's a few going on at major gathering spots, so they think a lot of people are going to be traveling, hanging out on certain strips and everything else. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of traffic they're anticipating.
I think it'll be traffic to different venues, but as far as just traffic on Elmwood, why drive down Elmwood? You could just go outside.
Because you think the bars are going to be open. It's going to be like a St. Patrick's Day, all of these Dingus Day, all of these, just kind of think of all of these
Juneteenth all in one.
Yes, it's going to be a festival all over the city.
I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm not kidding you. It's just like we just hang on to one thing.
Yeah.
The bills. When it's bill season, that's all you read. The
Don't
bills.
talk
the
about
bills.
them right now.
Oh, why not? Because of Diggs?
Yes, absolutely. That's been a hot topic all week.
I know. So they traded it. We all over the place today. we gone from Eclipse. I don't even know what Janique got today. We gonna talk to Janique. They traded him.
Yeah.
No, why did I don't know football.
I know.
Matter of fact, I'm trying to sell my season tickets right now. I got until today at 3 if I got really, really good seats. I'll give them up for a year. Now I'm giving them up. Number one, I'm all over, but let me tell you.
Let's go.
They won't say what this license is going to be.
Yeah.
So if I give up the 3 I have, they told me it's 10,000 people waiting for tickets. So I probably could make I see. It's a pain.
They say that. I don't necessarily believe it.
What?
I think that is a sales ploy, that there's 10,000 waiting. Because even if there is, I don't think most of them are in this area. Because that was one of the big fears they talked about. Can this area sustain the actual ticket prices once they go live with all of these PSLs? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm interested to see if it is the clamoring that they're saying.
We'll see. It's the clamoring for the Eclipse too. So you don't see it, and I don't see Jefferson Avenue parked with cars unless you're up at that line. Unless you at the cigar bar or at the I can't advertise, the lounge with the one name.
Yeah.
They might be there because everybody off.
Yeah. Everyone is going to be off.
I'm going to get me some Eclipse T-shirts.
Well, and
set up at the corner of my street.
Just make sure you
on
got
my
glasses
own property.
On. Just make sure you have glasses.
Oh, I ain't getting no glasses. I ain't getting no glasses. You getting glasses? I'm not getting glasses.
Definitely getting glasses.
I'm not getting glasses.
I'm going to be at work, so.
You got glasses, Unique? Figure she got glasses. I don't even know where to get glasses.
You can, honestly, they're everywhere now. You can get them at Delta Sonic, Fast Track. They're giving them away.
Oh, they're giving them away.
Some places are giving them away.
We got to find out. If anybody knows who's giving away some glasses, maybe I'll get them then.
The Science Museum.
Science Museum. You can just stop by the Science Museum, pick up a pair of glasses.
Yep.
All right, so we advertise for the Science Museum.
Yes.
But
the fact
I'm
that
good, I'm staying home.
I was trying to watch the news last night, trying to get something, and when they said, "Oh yeah, this is your place for coverage, and we're going live from 11 to 6," I said, "Oh,
About the eclipse?
about the eclipse."
day.
I said,
Wait a minute. What are we going to talk about from 11 to 6 o'clock? All day.
all day.
I want us to get some. I want us to get some business.
Honestly, it was a good thing Diggs was traded this week because they talked about him for like 2 minutes.
Right? They ain't even digging into Diggs. And all y'all who got Diggs shirts, oh well.
Yeah.
Now I don't get it. Why? What's the? I heard salary cap, all this kind of stuff. What?
So the business of it, they're going to say salary cap and everything else. I'm here for all the Bills fans' emotion because they praised Diggs for multiple years, and then it's all, oh, good that he's gone. Yeah, okay. Diggs helped Josh Allen become who he is. Let's all give the credit where it is. But what I've said, the business of it, not so much from the Bills. The reason why Diggs and Josh Allen had an issue is because when Josh Allen stopped targeting Diggs at the end of seasons, that cost Diggs money and incentives because normally players get added incentives into contracts, how many catches, how many touchdowns, how many yards. So when you stop throwing me the ball, I don't hit my incentives. So I went out. I want to stay with a team that's going to throw me the ball. So eventually,
So you're not guaranteed that when you go to the next place they're gonna throw you the ball.
well,
But I mean, was it more? I mean,
well, what Houston did, what I just read last night. So he got traded to the Houston Texans. What they did was they cleared his 3-year salary for the Bills. So that's how it cleared the Bills' salary cap.
Okay.
They paid out the 3 years. Then they basically gave him more money for this year. So and took out a lot of incentives. So this year he's getting ready to make $22 million.
I ain't mad at him.
and then can become a free agent. So he's in a win-win situation in Houston.
Well, I thought it was very classy how he
And warmer
how
weather.
he looked.
And
Well,
warm-
warmer
and
weather.
warmer weather.
And no snow
Yes.
and no eclipse.
I think Houston is in like a 70% viewable.
Maybe when he read the paper, turn on the news, they ain't just talking about the eclipse. Maybe. Maybe.
I'm sure Houston has a lot more going on than 7 hours of eclipse coverage.
So if somebody wants some season tickets, you just gotta buy it. You gotta pay it all up front. I can't be taking no payments. And only for a year. You can have it for a year, but they're real nice seats. So, Janique, what's up? What you here for today?
I'm here to talk about Enroll Buffalo Charters. Today is the last day of open enrollment. At midnight, you can enroll your children, apply
Okay.
for one of the 12 charter schools that are part of the process. And today's the last day.
And you can get on the website
Yes.
and apply for any of the charter schools, right?
There are 12 participating. We have 23 charter schools in Buffalo, and 12 of them are participating. And you can apply for any of those schools today up until midnight.
Up until midnight, where do they go to apply?
www.enrollbuffalocharters.org.
Okay, say it one more time.
Enroll Buffalo Charters with an S.org.
Enroll Buffalo, because I'll try to say it again at the end, charters with an S.com.
.org.
Oh, boy, see. This is why you got to write stuff down. This is a .org, folks, a .org.
.org.
Yes.
What schools are participating?
So we have Buffalo Commons, Buffalo Buff-Sci, Health Sciences, Brick, Buffalo Creek, Persistence Prep, Enterprise, Reach Charter School, King Center Charter School, Buffalo United Charter Schools, Primary Hall Charter Schools, CSI, Tapestry, West Buffalo, and Elmwood Village.
All right, so it's a lot of them. And you can go on to apply. You don't need what information do they have to apply?
Just general information about you. You as a parent or the guardian will put your information and your contact information, and then you can apply to either one school or all of them if it applies to your kid at their grade level. Last year at this time we had 4,465 applications. And I just checked before I left the house, we're up to 5,225.
So are most families now able to get into a charter school? Or
There is a lottery.
Okay.
If there is a high
Got
demand
it.
for that particular school, there will be a lottery. The lottery will be on April 9th, the day after the eclipse.
Don't forget that. Sure.
We didn't even think about that. We were just thinking about coming back in on Monday and getting everything ready and then having the lottery. But the lottery will be then if the school does not have enough seats to fill that grade.
All right, so folks, it's like easy peasy. You get on one website,
Right.
and then do they choose?
They choose which school they want to apply to.
So they can only choose one.
No, they can. If the grade level applies to your kid, if they're in the 8th grade, they can apply to all of them.
All right, so you can get on if they're in the 8th grade. You can click every 8th grade. But this is what I always tell people: do your homework.
Yeah, right.
Do your homework and find out. Now you only have until today. So
Yeah.
if you're home right now, do your homework. Ask other parents. How would you suggest to a parent who is out there who is listening, or a grandparent who's going to tell their child, listen, the charter schools enrollment is open at enrollbuffalocharters.org. How do they do the research?
So on the website, particularly on the website, there is information about each and every school that is not assembled by us, the New York Charter School Association. It is assembled by the New York State Education Department. So we pulled the reports from the New York State Education Department for all the schools, and the information is there. And they can read the information about each one of the schools. They also can go on the school websites. You can link and go to the school website. And like as you said, you can talk to parents and students from other schools and see what is going to be the best fit for you and your child.
Is there a website where, and I know the Book of Lists sometimes lists out different businesses at school, but that a parent can go to and see like where schools are scoring?
Well, the New York State Education Department, you can see the rankings of the
Yes,
schools.
yes.
You can see that on this website.
So you can see that on this one on
Yeah,
Enroll?
you can see their test scores and what their test scores have looked like over the past year.
So
Yes.
you don't. So that some of the research is already done.
It's all-
I'm looking it up. Enroll Buffalo Charters.
.org.
.org. I'm going to tell you all how easy, or if it's hard, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. So you get to the landing page and it says apply now.
Yeah.
Real simple. If you look at schools and locations, that information is there. And let me see before I go to commercial. Application now being school of your choice. You put in your email, you make a login, and pretty simple.
Yep.
Pretty simple. You've been doing this for a few years.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't ask you certain questions. All right, anything else on this? I'm not going to get you in this tangled web that we weave here on Power to the People. Anything else you want to add on that, Janique?
Nope, that's it. It's just, they're free. Charter schools are free. They're public schools. In spite of what people think, they are public
They are
schools.
public schools.
And, parents have the right to choose what school you want your child to go to. And it's a matter of what works for you and your family.
All right, that's Janique. You're very welcome to hang out with us. I know we got a meeting in a minute, but you're really, really welcome to hang out with us. In a few minutes, I'm going to the break. I did talk about this last week, but now the date has been set for her homegoing Connie Eve.
Yes, today from 2 to 4.
Today?
The viewing, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was
Viewing.
getting ready to say,
The viewing is from 2 to 4
I didn't see that.
and then
okay,
6
good.
to 8.
So the service is 6 to 8?
No, the viewing. I think that's all at Allen Core.
So the viewing is today,
2 to 4.
and the service is tomorrow.
I believe the service is
Let me
tomorrow at
see.
St. Paul's.
St. Philip. Is
St.
this? Oh, we're going to mess this up.
Oops, sorry.
Somebody
I
let
was
us
going
know.
to say, why we should wait till after the break because we're going to throw out all kinds
Matter of fact, it's in the Challenger, but yes it is. Public visitation. You're right. Is at Allen Arcor Funeral Home, 1933 Kensington, from 2 to 4. Totally correct, and 6 to 8 at St. Paul's Episcopal Church. You're right.
Okay.
139 Pearl Street. So that's it. That's all it says. I thought there was something at 11, but I'm not going to mess it up. I'm reading what I just read out of the Challenger. If anybody has any other information, but oh, wait a minute. No, then on the bottom it says April 6th funeral service. will be live streamed beginning at 11 a.m. from St. Paul's.
So that means it's a private
So
service.
you got two, I don't know, you got two viewings today and then a service live book. Time to go. Time to get ready to go to commercial. I'm mixing up my words. Live book. Let me check my strength. Make sure. I'm telling. And we're laughing about it. However, one of our officers had a stroke, and she taught me so much the other day in conversation about what she recognized and getting to the hospital quick. And she went from barely able to walk to now, up and able to move her hands. The signs of a stroke are very important. I know we're all over the place, but we're going to get ready to pay the bills, and then we're going to come back. And we got some other stuff to talk about. We're going to pay the bills in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When it comes to something as personal as your clothes, you need to deal with somebody you can trust. That's why so many people turn to Hobson's Dry Cleaning, conveniently located in the heart of the community at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming.
When you take your clothes to Hobson's, you can trust that they'll be ready on time.
You can trust that your whites will be white.
You can trust that you'll always get a fair price and service with a smile.
You can even trust that you won't have to get out of your car if you don't want to. Hobson's has a drive-through window for your convenience.
Trust is what it's all about at Hobson's Dry Cleaning.
Hobson's Dry Cleaning, your one-stop dry cleaners serving the community for over 30 years at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming. Call 891-8298. That's 891-8298.
Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home has 3 locations to serve you in Buffalo. 347 Peckham, 2258 Bailey Avenue, and Providence Memorial Chapel at 1275 Sycamore. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes offers traditional services, and they have services for all faiths. And at Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes, they have air-conditioned parlors and chapels. Financing is available, as is limousine service. At those difficult moments in your life, Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes is available where you are with counseling services. Call toll-free 877-885-7734. That's 877-885-7734. Or locally 845-5545. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes. We are here to serve you, here to serve this present age. Call today, toll-free 877-885-7734. Or email info@brianklewisfuneralhome.com.
All right, we're going to talk about in a few seconds all of this construction, these projects coming to Buffalo. Is Black Buffalo ready? And we're going to talk about that in a second, because I wonder, now some communities are already in it, and then we have new folks that move to Buffalo in the last few years. I guarantee you they are teeing up. And the question is, because I think sometimes we get distracted.
Yes.
And so there's this, and I'm not going to get into it, the back and forth about 33. That's not my point today. My point is whether it's the 33 or whether it's car sharing Main Street,
Yes.
or whether it's stadium, or whether it's any of these larger projects that are starting to come, and I'm going to be specific, are African American businesses ready? And we'll be talking to Janique about that. We're not talking about any certain project. We're just talking about all of the projects that are coming, especially government. Because what a lot of people do not understand is when you're doing a private project, they don't have to hire. They can hire who they want to. So we are basically talking about government funded or government assisted projects coming to the area. But I want to say this about the signs of a stroke, because I think since I brought it up, I wanted to be sudden numbness. And this is how a person who I know recently had a stroke, it was the numbness in the leg. Felt like it was sleep. So sudden numbness, weakness in the face, arm, or legs, especially on one side of the body, sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or difficulty understanding speech, sudden trouble seeing in one or both eyes, sudden trouble walking, dizziness, loss of balance, or lack of coordination, sudden severe headache with no known cause. Do not get in the car and drive to the hospital.
No.
Call someone or call
Absolutely.
911 if you have that. And I just think it's really important every so often to go through this, and especially the older we get and people around us. And you don't have to be young to have you don't have to be old to have a stroke.
absolutely, yeah.
You do not have to be. And there's this thing called FAST, F-A-S-T. Face, ask the person to smile, and she taught me that.
Yep.
Does one side of the face drop? Arms, ask the person to raise both arms. Does one drift? So fast, F-A-S, speech, ask the person to repeat a simple phrase. And time, if you see any of these signs, it's time to make a move. So, Janique, you specialize in MWB area and all that, WMWB, right?
MWB,
Okay, and you have your own personal business that you
Yes.
do this through. And that business is called what, in case somebody,
Oh, J.S. Curry and Associates.
J.S. Curry, been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And in your business, what is it that you do?
So I walk people through the process of getting their MWBE certification for the city or the county and the state.
Okay. Just straight out question. Is Buffalo African Americans ready if there's a 33, for the Bills project, for this project, for that project? Who knows? Even Northland is talking about, I think, expanding, right?
Yes.
So that's another project. And it doesn't even have to be a large project.
No,
Because you
no.
can start out small. Are we ready?
There are some people who are ready and remain to be ready, and there are some people who are just not ready. But the thing I want to say about MWBE certification, it is not only for construction. It is for everything. The state buys everything.
Okay.
So we're talking about real estate. We're talking about attorneys, doctors. There are attorneys who are MWBE certified who sit on judicial boards. So when you have an application in for something and you get denied for a liquor license, there's somebody who has to be an administrative law judge. There are often attorneys. So that is a MWBE process. There are anything you buy, anything that you can see in these microphones, televisions, everything. The state buys everything. So there's an opportunity for you. If you're selling it, the state is buying it.
So you got to get ready, though.
Right.
Because you can't, or you tell me, let me ask the question. You start a business today. I'm African American, someone else is a woman, or veterans, right?
Yes, veterans.
You don't get MWBE certified the day you open your business.
No, you have to be in business for at least a year.
Now, I heard a rumor, and you tell me if this is right or wrong, that there are some exceptions if you have a contract. What is that?
So there are some exceptions if you are already engaged with a state agency, particularly on the state. On the state
Okay.
side, the city and the county, there's no exceptions.
Okay.
But on the state side, if you are engaged in a project right now, say the DOT is doing a project,
Okay.
and you have a contract with an agency, a contractor that is doing something, and they hire you as a subcontractor, it is beneficial for that project, the DOT, to be able to claim your usage. So they will help to fast track your application along.
So it's state. So once you're recognized by the state as an MWBE, you're not recognized by the city or the county until that year.
Right. By the city and the county, no, you have to be at least 1 year in business.
Okay. What kind of businesses out there do you see that we're not represented in? Which I say most.
I would say there's a lot. I mean, like I said, again, real estate, there's, telecommunications.
But I mean, there are a lot of African American real estate agents and brokers. What would they get from the state?
The state buys property.
Okay. So
state
they
buys a lot of
hire a
property.
they don't have their own real estate people in the state?
There's a New York, there's a real estate board, and but they have to hire people sometimes
Okay.
as consultants to do certain things. They may not be represented in that particular area of the state. And then there are also agencies that buy property, that lease property. I mean, there are state agencies that are in the Department of Labor is in, one of Carl Palladino's buildings downtown.
Okay.
That's his building.
Okay.
So somebody had to do that real estate
Okay.
transaction. So, yeah.
But things like I'm trying to think of like things, goods and services that people that we don't even think about. Like usually we think about construction.
I got an example, and Janique actually joined our task force when I was at a organization, and one of the anchors bragged kind of about this woman that had her business, and I forget what she was selling originally, but one of the anchors was like, you know what, we have all these little nursing devices, we just need batteries. So she changed her whole business just to sell batteries.
Just to sell the battery.
Just to sell batteries.
There's art, so if you think about it, if you walk into any public building, that is a state-run facility, and I like to use this. If you were to take the building like it was a Lego and shake it upside down, anything that falls has been purchased. So anything, from rugs to just anything.
But okay, but do we have the competitive advantage to really compete in these projects?
Yes.
I mean, okay, let's say this before the MWBE comes through. So you're talking about you have to be in business
You
for a
don't
year.
have to be certified to do business with the state, the city, or the county. You
Right.
don't have to be. It gives you a competitive advantage if you are certified because there are goals to meet. And in order to meet those goals, you have to be able to have someone who can provide those services.
I got that. But in the year that you're waiting and you don't have that certification and the competitive edge, because I'll give you an example. Let's just go to it. A brother wanted to open, and this isn't even MWBE stuff, wanted to open a deli store in the last couple of years. Came to me as an investor. I declined based on the first thing he said to me when he came to the door, other folks buy in bulk. I can't afford to buy in bulk, so my products are going to be more. If let's just take rugs. If I decide tomorrow, you know what? I'm going to start an LLC and I'm going to sell rugs. I can't get rugs at the price that somebody else can get rugs that's buying 10,000 units.
Right.
Now I'm buying 5,000. How does that shake out? And does that then hold back new businesses from finally getting the larger business?
Well, I think one of the things that you have to do is when you are in business, you have to look at your industry. And first of all, it has to be something that you're passionate about. If you are not passionate about rugs, then don't do it. If you're not passionate
Well, I'm
about
passionate about money.
Yeah, but people, like during COVID, people were like, "Oh my God, the county's out of toilet paper. I'm going to start a business to buy toilet paper." And it's like if you're not going to be able to sustain that
Right.
at the level that you need to, and you're not passionate about it, then don't do it. Everybody was trying to get into, having PPE, having masks, and hand sanitizer, and all those things, but when you're in an industry and you're passionate about it, then you have connections to other people in the industry, and you form purchasing groups, and you can do those kind of things. There's so many ways that you can work with other people, and it doesn't have to all fall on you, and you put together a purchasing initiative for you and other small business owners like yourself.
Well, I think this is such an important discussion to have, because I think sometimes we get left behind because we don't know.
And we don't partner either.
Come on,
That was
We don't
actually
partner.
preach it.
that
Go
was
ahead.
where I was
We
getting
don't
ready to go.
partner. Yeah.
So you see more people trying to do things alone
Yes.
than to partner. And give me an example of a partnership out there that you could say that's very public or that you're not giving any propriety,
So, there's a partnership that a friend of all of ours, Jan, just formed, and there are 9 different businesses providing services for this particular project. And we pulled together a team that consists of someone who's in media, someone who is a veteran, someone who is in MWBE, someone who is an administrator, someone who is a city planner. So we put together real estate. state
a strong
agent.
team.
And yeah, so we put together a team to provide, community engagement for one of our larger
Oh, yeah.
projects. And it's literally, and workforce development as well. It's literally each one of us have our own businesses, 9 different businesses. And we came together and put in a proposal and did what we had to do.
And I was going to say,
Wow.
like, to your example, right? So say you are ABC Rugs and you started. If 123 Rugs is getting all the business, all you have to do is say, 123 Rugs, I'm bidding this out. Give me your price for the 5,000. And then you just put your markup on it and it's still yours. But like you said, that afraid to partner because if I go to them, they're going to take my contract. You never have to tell them what you're bidding on. You just need, like you said, that unit price so I can mark it up and get that contract.
Well, I think one of the things that, and I agree with you, that we don't do well is working together and finding, because you got, I'm not going to say the developers' names, and you have different developers out there who it is not necessarily even their money.
No.
That, they the face.
Yep.
And they're making the connections, but they partnering with somebody else who has the money, and then they do the project.
Yep.
But it's those type of connections sometime that we lack. I'll just say for here, when I bought this building, I had to depend a lot on people who had already did things. And one of the people who I give a lot of credit to is Bishop Sanders, Apostle Sanders. And he is the one who kind of pushed me. He didn't even know me. He just knew I was bidding on it. And his words to me were this: if you don't buy it, I will. And that's all I needed to know. But then when I needed an architect, when I needed this, and it might not have been a partnership, but I knew I had to lean and depend on other people's expertise.
Absolutely.
I think sometime in our culture, we've been taught, like, it's your business. You just run it. You and
keep it all to yourself.
Yeah, and Mama told you could do whatever you set your mind to. I don't believe in that. I tell people that you cannot do just whatever you put your mind to. There are certain callings and passions that you're going to have. But I'm not going to be a brain surgeon because I put my Darius is not. He's not.
Yeah, you want to be a brain surgeon, but you don't even want to look at blood. You'd be like, what are we talking about here?
But at the end of the day, that passion that you're talking about. So a person applies after they've had a business for a year, and your business, you walk them through that.
Yes.
And do they have to have a certain amount of sales?
Not a certain amount of sales, but you have to show that somebody is buying what you're selling. So you have to provide at least 2 contracts that show that you have had a sale. You have to provide, they've changed it a little bit, you have to provide the front and the back of a check. You have to show that you have a business bank account and that the money is in your business bank account. You have to show where you got the money from initially to start your business. Was it a loan? Was it a family thing? If you're buying someone else's business, taking over a business, you have to show that transaction. You have to show, that you are, a minority or a woman through your birth certificate, your ID, and all those kind of things. And essentially, you have to show, though, that somebody is buying the services that you're selling.
So go ahead.
I was going to say, Janique, did they take out the income limit in the? Because I know before it used to be like if you could go through the process, but if you made more than like 1.5, then you still couldn't qualify.
No, they've increased that because of, basically up here, they've increased it because downstate it was $1.5 million, and that could knock someone out immediately. So now it's at, I think, 15 million.
Oh,
No,
wow.
Yeah, 15 million. Yeah.
If you up there,
Something like that. I
you don't need to be.
You don't need a certain. You don't need a
Right,
certificate.
but that's the whole premise is that if you're making a certain amount of money and you have that kind of money, then you don't need a program like this
Right.
to be able to succeed in business.
Yeah, you already in the room.
So I think about all these young people, especially who are doing designing T-shirts, for instance, or something like that. But usually they're doing it. They don't have an LLC. They don't have anything. And now in thinking about what you're talking about, the state, I'm sure, buys screen print
do.
products.
Yes, they do.
They buy alcohol. They buy everything.
The state
The
buys
state-
alcohol.
Yes.
Think of all the receptions you've been to that
The
have
convention centers and everything
Yeah,
else.
they buy.
Absolutely.
So So, so I'm putting this out there, and somebody just said good information. Thank you for sharing and dropping these nuggets. At the end of the day, I'm thinking about how many people I know who have side hustles.
Hairdressers, barbers, they all can get certified, you know, and there are services, you know,
the
because
state
there are
does funeral
people,
services.
there are people who live in, you know, say nursing homes or homes for those who are disabled. They have to get their hair cut. They have to get
Yes.
their hair done, and they take.
So that's a
they,
state contract?
Yes.
Yes, they take them in the van, and you know, generally those places are closed on a Monday. You can book all your appointments for a Monday
Yep.
and have all of their clients come in on a Monday. That's a state contract. I mean, I don't know how many times I've canceled a hair appointment. So you have to, you know, move and do what you need to do.
Yep.
So the
Hairdressers
barbershops,
make-
all these that are open, do you suggest, now you got to keep your books, like you said, you got to have the books.
Absolutely.
But they can become MWBEs.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Wow,
Yep.
Coffee, Larry Stitz, you know, they sell coffee. They sell their coffee at Buff State. They sell their coffee at ECMC.
UB.
You know, at UB. Yeah, absolutely.
So, folks, this is so important because I'm thinking about how many people that have the side hustle. Of course, avoid paying taxes. You know, I mean, side hustle. Anybody trying to, right? So, avoid paying taxes is probably better for you in the long, if you really have a passion for it and want to expand your business. The legal way to do it is go out, get a business license or LLC, right? And come to somebody like you, and you could walk them through that process, right? Even the LLC part. Or you
I
don't
don't
do that.
I stay in my
You
lane.
just do MWB. So if they go out and get a business license, which is not hard, and especially in the internet day.
Yeah.
I mean, or you can go to the Small Business Development Center. You can go to Women's Business Center.
What about Beverly Gray?
You can go to Beverly Gray. Yep.
Go to Beverly Gray. Get, and I've sent people over there. Get your business license. Pay your taxes on your
Yes.
goods and
you
services.
do have to provide taxes.
Yes, you
have
got
to
to pay your
provide
taxes. Pay your taxes. But in the long run, if you want to do something larger, you're able to do it. And that's the most important thing. And I think the thing that we've got to encourage people to do. Now, wow, I never even thought about all this.
Funeral homes.
Yep.
Funeral homes can
Yep.
be certified.
Yes.
For MWBE.
Yes.
And wow.
Because think about it, if the because it was UB when they were in construction and they found like a graveyard, they needed a funeral home contractor to come get the bodies, and that's a state. That was a state service.
Well, somebody singing your praises. Lakia Slaughter says, please listen to Janique's advice. I followed her tools and have my WBE certification. It's a process, but you can do it. Sure. So, Lakia, if you want to share with us what your business is online, you can, and I'll talk about it. But so you helped, she said it, so you can talk about that. You helped her through the process, and that was that year process, and then she got it.
Yep.
And now she can bid on state contracts. Who brought those? Give me, who is that? Give me, I said I wasn't wearing no glass. Who brought it? She don't want her name? I ain't wearing it. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Hold on, y'all. Y'all
You
can
can't see anything out of them. I did the same thing yesterday. I looked at them. You can't
You
see
can't
anything.
see?
Not right
No,
now.
it's for you to be able to look at the sun.
Yeah, you can't see anything right now.
So, folks, when
I should be able to see the sun.
no, yes. So what happens is when you put them on, it blinds out everything but
But
the
the
sun.
sun.
So when I go outside, I can see the sun.
Yeah, you can look straight at the sun.
I'm going outside. Now, I got to see. Somebody had an article in here about how to know whether they're real or not.
Yeah, because you can. Because don't think you can use like your 3D glasses that you get from a movie theater.
Or your sunglasses.
Or your sunglasses. So-
I'm going outside, and whoever just brought them, they didn't want to be acknowledged on the
Because they
radio.
probably don't have enough to be everybody calling their phone talking about, hey, give me some glasses.
Get me some Eclipse glasses. So let me get back to this space because this is so important. If you got a state contract, then maybe it could be moved up. And you've seen people.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So that means you're just bidding regular, like everybody else, without those extra points. Now, what about veterans? Because I'm a veteran, and I'm African American.
So for veterans, there is for the state, it's service disabled veteran-owned businesses, in general. So you have to be service SDVOB. That's what they
Okay.
call it for the state. Federal is any veteran, but the state is only service disabled veteran-owned businesses.
But is the MWBE for federal and state, and you got to get city, and you got to get how many is it?
So for the federal government, there are separate programs.
And that's a year too.
It depends. Depends
Okay.
on which program you're going to apply to.
Okay.
So federal, and then there's state, and then there's city and the county. But if you get the city and the county will provide you with certification for the Buffalo Public Schools, the City of Buffalo, the County of Erie, the Water Authority, the BMHA, and one other. There's 6. Can't think of the last
Okay.
one. But yeah.
But you also don't you get reciprocity? So if you like do the state first, then it gets you in the I forget which way it works.
So, if you get certified with the state first, what will happen is when you go to the county will ask. No, I'm sorry. If you get certified with the county first, they will ask you if you have an application in with the state, and then if you give Mr. Blackwell your application number, he can then make a call to help to try to move your application along.
So do you suggest that people start that process when they start a business or after their year?
Absolutely. Start it when you have a business, because what you have to do, the hardest part is gathering all the documents. And so for a person who's been in business for 10, 15 years, you don't know where your first deposit came from.
Right.
You may not have your bank statements. You may not have all these things that you need. So I would say get a folder, put everything in a folder, and keep it all together. And then as soon as it's time for you to apply, you have everything in there, because that is the hardest part. I have literally been working with somebody probably almost 3 years who still has yet to gather all their documents.
Wow. So, but what I mean is, do you apply when you first start,
No,
or you just wait
gather
for your
docu-
year?
Yeah, gather your
right.
documents and wait for your year. Gather your contracts, because who has a check anymore with the front and the back of the check anymore?
Yeah.
Nobody. Everybody gets paid electronically. So
So it has to be you
And
that's
I was
a lot.
getting ready to
Wow.
say, and I think, and what's the term for the write-up they have to do? That you always have, people get stuck on this one write-up that you have to do, like the one-pagers. It begins with
Capability
this
statement?
capability statement.
Yeah.
People will get hung up on that for a while.
And your resume. I mean, people don't even have resumes anymore. A lot of
Yeah.
people, especially if you've been in business for
Right.
a really long time or you worked another job, people don't even have resumes anymore. So you have to have your resume. You have all these things that you need to have. Yeah.
in order to get it. Well, folks, we're trying to give some knowledge out here. Get ready, especially I say to young business owners.
Yes.
Do it the right way. There's opportunities out there, and now with the internet, there's opportunities beyond Buffalo.
Yes.
There's opportunities across the country.
And that's the crazy part when you talk about the Bill Stadium.
Yeah.
They basically have stretched all the way to MWBs, all the way to Long Island and down into Ohio to get minority contractors. So, like you said, you can be expansive once you get it.
Yeah, got to start somewhere.
You get calls from everywhere.
Lakia, as we get ready to go off the air, says, thank you, Pastor, allowing me to share, speaking to the heart of the hurting. We help community-based organizations nurture interpersonal skills and well-being support. And she has an MWB for that.
I mean, there's wellness. There's, what do you call that? Everybody's into it now. The wellness and the
Fitness, something.
fitness, and I can't think of the word. Giselle Stokes does it, and
Okay.
it's losing me. I'm losing.
It's
my
all
word,
right.
but yeah.
Big ups to all you who do it the right way. If you look like me, get that MWBE.
Absolutely.
It's always say it's the difference between a Kmart. Kmart ain't even open anymore. A Walmart pool, a above ground pool, and an in ground pool.
Yes.
We, as people who were brought here against our will, deserve the in ground pools too.
Absolutely.
I say it if you don't like it, too bad. Hops is the doctor of dry cleaning. 874 East Delavan. Thank you, Ms. Hobson, for continuing to pay the bills. Go over and see them. And of course, Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home. In your hour of need, that's Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home. Took care of the Sultan family, the Mayfield family, and the Mummin family, among others this week. Don't forget, enrollbuffalocharters.org. Enrollbuffalocharters.org. Today is the last day.
You have till midnight.
Got till midnight, so you have exactly 11 hours. Don't wait that long. Just get it done now. Get it done now. Hey, until next week, I'm throwing it back over to the station. Power to the people.